Coverdale Bible, the Acts of the Apostles, written by St. Luke the Evangelist. What the Acts contain. Chapter 14. Paul and Barnabas preach at Iconium. Some believe, some stir up sedition. At Lystra, they would do sacrifice to Barnabas and Paul, which refuse it, and exhort the people to worship the true God. Paul is stoned. After that cometh he to Derbe, Lystra, Iconium, and to Antioch. The 14th chapter. It fortuned at Iconium that they went both together into the synagogue of the Jews, and spake so, that a great multitude of the Jews and of the Greeks believed. But the unbelieving Jews moved and disquieted the souls of the heathen against the brethren. So they had their being there a long season, and quit themselves boldly in the Lord, which gave testimony unto the word of his grace, and caused tokens and wonders to be done by their hands. Howbeit the multitude of the city was divided. Some held with the Jews, and some with the apostles. But when there rose up an insurrection of the heathen and of the Jews, and of their rulers, to put them to shame, and to stone them, they perceived it, and fled unto Lystra and Derbe, cities of the country of Lycaonia, and unto the region that lieth round about, and there they preached the gospel. And among them of Lystra there was a man, which sat being impotent of his feet, and was crippled from his mother's womb, and had never walked. The same heard Paul speak, and when he beheld him, and perceived that he had faith to be made whole, he said with a loud voice, Stand upright on thy feet. And he sprang up and walked. But when the people saw what Paul had done, they lift up their voice, and said in the speech of Lycaonia, The gods are become like unto men, and are come down unto us. And they called Barnabas Jupiter, and Paul Mercurius, because he was the preacher. But Jupiter's priest, which dwelt before their city, brought oxen and garlands before the gate, and would have done sacrifice with the people. When the apostles Barnabas and Paul heard that, they rent their clothes, and ran in among the people, crying and saying, Ye men, why do ye this? We are mortal men also like unto you, and preach unto you the gospel, that ye should turn from these vain things unto the living God, which made heaven and earth, and the sea, and all that therein is, which in times past suffered all the heathen to walk after their own ways. Nevertheless, he hath not left himself without witness, in that he hath showed his benefits, and given us rain from heaven, and fruitful seasons, filling our hearts with food and gladness. And when they said this, they scarce refrained the people, that they did not sacrifice unto them. But there came thither certain Jews from Antioch and Iconium, and persuaded the people, and stoned Paul, and drew him out of the city, supposing he had been dead. Howbeit, as the disciples stood round about him, he rose up, and came into the city. And on the next day he departed with Barnabas unto Derbe, and preached the gospel unto the same city, and taught many of them. And they went again unto Lystra, and Iconium, and Antioch, strengthening the souls of the disciples, and exhorting them to continue in the faith, and that we through much tribulation must enter into the kingdom of God. And when they had ordained them elders by election through all the congregations, they prayed and fasted, and commended them unto the Lord, on whom they believed. And they went through Pisidia, and came to Pamphylia, and spake the word at Perga, and went down to Attalia. And from thence departed they by ship unto Antioch, from whence they were delivered to the grace of God, unto the work which they had fulfilled. When they came there, they gathered the congregation together, and showed them how great things God had done with them, and how he had opened the door of faith unto the heathen. And there they abode a long time with the disciples.